This is Joe Blasco with another MUA TV makeup moment. I want to talk to you about my pet peeve, all right? Two of them. I have several pet peeves when it comes to watching makeup artists work. And two that are really at the top of my list are as follows, all right? How often have you gone into a department store and you see a makeup artist putting tons of powder right here under the eye and on top of the cheekbone? And the reason for that, they say, is because, while I'm putting on the eyeshadow or the eye color onto the eyelid, it always flakes down onto the top of the cheekbone here. So I put all this powder here so that I could just kind of flick it away. Well, guess what? That powder that you put there doesn't do anything to create a really nice, thin makeup application. In fact, in HD, even though you think that you may have brushed all that powder away, it's still going to be visible. And in fact, that one little spot there might even be more concentrated as far as matteness is concerned, so it's going to call attention to itself. It's going to look like a heavier makeup in that area. Even if you use no color, you've got to be very, very careful putting a lot of powder. You should not do that. I do not recommend that. And you find a lot of kind of over-the-counter makeup artists who work in department stores and all, they've been taught that by the cosmetics companies that they're working for, right? So it's somewhat of a technique that I do not recommend. I feel that, you should know well enough how to apply eyeshadow and eye color so that it doesn't go down onto the cheekbones. After all, that's what being a professional is all about, to be able to apply a product so that it doesn't go all over the place, right? So that's my number one pet peeve. And if you really cannot help to have things fall down onto the cheekbone, then I recommend a product that is somewhat of a professional product, and it's called Shadow Shields. Right? Shadow Shields. Now, this is not a commercial for Shadow Shields, but it's much better than putting a load of powder under the eyes and on the tops of the cheekbone. If you still have trouble with your eyeshadow and it keeps falling down onto the tops of the cheekbones, put a shadow shield there. Do your work, and then afterwards, when you're satisfied there's nothing more to fall down, remove the shadow shields. Ben Nye Sr. taught me way back in the late 1960s that he never powdered under the eyes for any of the films, any of the makeups that he did, or most of the makeups that he did that were beauty makeups at 20th Century Fox. Why? Because he wanted to have the freedom to go in right before they did a close-up, take his finger or a brush or sponge and smooth under the eyes to remove any of the lines that are there. And if you powder that area, it seals in the lines and it makes it impossible to move the makeup and to smooth the makeup in those areas. So try not to powder, or powder ever so slightly with no color powder under the eyes when you're setting the foundation, all right? And by all means, do not put all that powder under the eyes because it does build up.